three of his friends started a website called Justin TV that eventually turned into Twitch. Justin TV was all
perfect.
IRL streaming. This guy was streaming at a bar, he was streaming on his dates, he was streaming buying a car. He was swatted by his community. And that was, believe it or not, swatting was a form of affection for Justin. Right? They thought it was absolutely hilarious, right? Justin TV went on to do a lot more IRL streaming, okay? But then esports kind of took over and it became Twitch TV. Why am I telling all this? Because Kick is experiencing a renaissance in IRL streaming because we're literally picking up where Justin TV left off when they sold off to Amazon. I worked at Twitch for 3.5 years, and esports is the cornerstone of that platform, and rightfully so. Esports is powerful. However, IRL streaming was kind of left to the side. And the reason why IRL streaming was left to the side is because it was very, very expensive to do at that time. And the other thing is it's risky. It really is risky. What makes live streaming so awesome is that it's a constant high wire act. There is no post-production. There is no editing. There is no producer following you around with a clipboard making sure that you're throwing your lines right. It is raw, it's authentic, and it's risky. Alright? So that's why I'm opening up with, I want you guys to answer all the questions you want. We have amazing streamers up here. We have Whimsy, Alexis DeBello, Newman, and Relic. All these guys are phase creators. We have phase 1, 2, and 3 where we would come in and they helped us create Kick KCIP program. They helped us create the partner program, right? More importantly is that they're kind of stretching the boundaries of IRL streaming, right? We have our Ice Poseidons, right? We have our Sam Peppers, right? But we also have streamers that are going out there who diversify their content and using their tech on different levels, and that's why we chose these guys to come out here and talk about IRL streaming. So that's a little bit of history on IRL, how Kick feels about IRL streaming, but I'm going to kick it over to these guys and let them introduce themselves, and then we want to talk a little bit about what they IRL stream, what tech they use, the kind of responses that they get out in the public when they're streaming. The last thing I want to say is that we worked with Dreamhack to create an IRL streaming policy. And if you guys walk around, you're going to see different policies that they never had before, right? Because Kick is coming into an environment like Dreamhack, more and more people are IRL streaming, and they had no policy around it, right? They didn't have a policy around you can't have a speaker on your chest, just blurting out whatever your chat is saying, right? And if someone asks you not to film them, don't film them, right? I think that in the future that towns and municipals and cities are going to have to decide what their IRL policy is, and we're really excited about being on the forefront of that, because just as much negative attention that IRL exposes you to, IRL can take you to amazing places. Relic explores abandoned buildings all the time in places that I never thought I would go into, and he does such a magnificent job with it. Newman is hilarious, where this guy will just literally walk up to anyone and be their best friend, and you instantly feel a connection with people that he's talking with, right? Then you have Alexis DeBello, right, who is totally taking us all over LA, right, shopping, doing her thing. She also sells cannabis, right? So she has a whole different angle on that also, but it brings in more of the bougie side of IRL streaming, right? And then you have Whimsy, who will cut down anyone who comes into her chat, right? She cooks, in her kitchen constantly, and she was on Kick very, very early on, and we loved it because she was IRL streaming in her kitchen, and all the Aiden trolls would immediately go into her stream, and I was like, oh my goodness, this creator's going to leave us in 2 weeks. because Aiden's community keeps going in there and tearing her apart. This woman just stood up to them and just ripped them all down, right? She did not let anyone deter her, all right? My point is that IRL streaming does something amazing and brings you into an authentic high-wire act. And I just want to set it up with that. And I just want to open up the conversation to all of your guys to ask hard-hitting questions around IRL. Why should I IRL? Why the hell do you allow certain IRL in the stream? How do we hope for it to evolve, right? But I think I've talked enough. I've set the stage enough. I'm going to kick it over to Whimsy and let these guys introduce themselves.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Whimsy. I primarily am a cooking streamer, but I also do a lot of IRL, like food and restaurants and nightlife stuff. And then I also have been gambling lately, just got a steak partnership. So honestly, I keep my chat on their toes with what I'm going to be doing that week. Just even that day, I stream crazy long streams and I go into each category and do fun theme streams. But the majority of it is IRL or like my cooking streams, everything like that. But it's been over a year. I don't even know how long I've been on Kick, but this has been home now. Like, that's definitely how it started, and then where we're at now is just like mind-blowing. Like, just my community is from all these different categories and is amazing, and I've made incredible like streamer friends. Like, I am so grateful for everything. Thank you.
Oh wait, should I use mine? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Alexis DeBello. I'm a new streamer. I've been streaming for about 10 months. I didn't have a platform from anywhere before, like Instagram or TikTok. Like, I was not a gamer, I was not a streamer, I was not really anyone. I work in the cannabis industry, so I have a full-time sales job. And so I was like, you know what, I think I could be good at this. I really like people, I really like the chat interaction, so I was like, let me just try it out. And so I started about 10 months ago on Kick, exclusively, and it has grown like crazy. Like, I never really thought it would get to where it is. So shout out to Kick, because they've just been so like supportive along the whole entire journey. But since I'm not a gamer, I was like, well, what can I do? I really like the idea of IRL, but like, how do I do it? So I do a little bit of like the PC, I do steak. I also have a steak membership or whatever. So I do steak, I do some like cooking as well. And my IRL setup allows me to go from my PC to my kitchen seamlessly. So that's like one big advantage of, starting IRL if you're kind of new. But yeah, I just started taking everybody out to like Los Angeles, to the bars, I go dancing, I go shopping, like Andrew said. And I do a lot of traveling too, so it's just been like a really fun journey and a big learning curve, but I'm so for it, and I really do think it is the future. And anyone that's kind of nervous to start, could just watch all of us. We all do something different, and yeah, you can just kind of see where your journey starts.
Excellent. I guess it's my turn. Well, first off, thank you guys, everybody that came here today. We really appreciate you coming. Hope you're having a great time. My name's Newman. I've been streaming full-time, part-time, on and off for 9, going on 10 years, many different platforms now, full-time on Kick. Do a lot of different stuff, from IRL stuff. I'll be in the yard some days with my dogs. Cooking streams I love too. I play games, and things that we're doing on the platform, and the stuff that you can do with IRL streaming. I always tell people the easiest way to get started is just to go live. I recently just graduated 2 weeks ago from college with my degree, full-time streaming, full-time school, and I did a presentation which really resonated with me recently. And my presentation, my professor told me in 4 or 5 years of doing it, was his favorite because it was so authentic and so real. And it made me realize, well, I've been doing this for so long, just like all of us probably have been, and you just do it every day. And And like he said, it's real, it's raw, it's uncut, it's not scripted. So being able to just go live and enjoy and do the things that you love organically, it's an amazing thing. So I'll turn it over to Relly. Thanks.
My name is Relly. I never wanted to be a live streamer. It happened by accident. I used to, I still am a scary clown at a haunted house. And I started streaming as a clown because the haunted house needed a spokesperson, and all we had was zombies. I used to be a zombie. And we needed someone to talk to the news and the media, and so I became a clown. And then I started streaming on Facebook as a clown. Well, I started streaming on the Haunts Facebook page, and they were like, we're getting too many messages from people that want to talk to Relic, so you need to get your own stuff. We're tired of people calling. So I made my own Facebook page, became partnered on Facebook. It was one of their first content creator partners. And then I moved over to Twitch, became partnered on Twitch, became partnered on YouTube, and then made the jump to Kick, and now we're here on the Kick partner. At a certain point, I was wearing the mask too much, and it was creating some blood issues on my neck because I was wearing full silicone. And they were like, you need to stop wearing the mask so much, it's not healthy, right? So I said either I stop streaming or I take the mask off. First time I took the mask off was a few years back at a Korean barbecue. I eat Korean barbecue about 3 times a month now. It's delicious. And so I started doing IRL streams, and I was in New Orleans one day, and there was a homeless person in front of a CVS, and I said, hey, what's there to do in New Orleans that's different than what everybody else does? He goes, well, have you been to the hidden cemetery? I was like, no. He's like, you go down this pathway and you give them a secret code word and they open up the gates to this hidden cemetery. I went there, they looked at me like I was crazy. They didn't have no idea what I was talking about. So he was like, have you been to the old skate park? I drove past it, there was not much to see. He said, have you been to the abandoned Navy base? I said, abandoned Navy base? I don't know about that. So I went there, it was late at night. Someone threw like a chair out the front top of the floor and it landed by me. Scared the hell out of me. I'm like, I am not doing this. But my community, they were like, go back, you need to get flashlights. I said, do you know something came flying out the top of that building? This is crazy. And they just kept pushing me. So I went and got flashlights, went back about a month later, and I went in a Navy base, and it was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. My adrenaline was pumping the whole time. And now I spend time going in abandoned buildings all over the place and see a lot of very crazy things. And I do that along with other things. We do some ghost hunting. We do some magnet fishing. We also do the normal IRL traveling and eating. People say I eat more than anything because I like food, but especially Korean barbecue. Anyway, those of one around here. But yeah, so that's what I do. I have a crazy community that likes to embarrass me all the time. And they're dying that they can't do TTS right now. They are just, it's driving them crazy. I'm looking at the comments and they just want to talk so bad. But, and you know, I feel like Kick is really opening up the door for IRL streaming. You know, some things are just, you can't control in IRL, and it's nice to come to a place where they have a platform where they realize things are not in our control and you don't get banned for every little thing that happens. So.
So where do you guys want to take this? Like, what do you guys want to, what really about IRL streaming that we just want to cut to the chase and talk about? Like, how is it being an IRL streamer on Kick? The perceptions, the other folks that you compete with, the other things that are happening, and your own personal thoughts on where Kick is taking IRL.
Honestly, the reason that I wanted to start on Kick was because I didn't want to start on a platform that could be so easily taken away from me. So whether it was something that I did or something that somebody on my stream did that I had no, control over, the fact that you can just get like so easily banned and your community taken away on other platforms, I was like, what is the point? Why would I even start? So when Kick was coming out, and I was like, oh, what is this? I was like, oh, okay, so they're a little bit more mature. They can kind of handle, I like comedy, I like banter, I like jokes. I don't have to take everything like so seriously. And so I was like, you know what, I feel like this platform is more for me, because even though I'm pretty, I don't do anything crazy. I smoke weed though. which on other platforms is kind of a gray area. I was just like, I'm really excited to start something that I think that they're gonna give me the space to be myself, and it's not gonna just be easily taken away. So that's what I love to see with Kick. And I know some people have different thoughts on like what should be allowed and what shouldn't. It's good that you have the ability to try something out, and then there's a little bit of a learning curve, and then they'll make rules after. It's a little bit more like asking for forgiveness than for permission, a little bit. But that's why I like it, and I feel like that's why it's going to succeed.
I guess I'll go next. I personally came over to Kick. I wanted kind of like a fresh start. Coming over to Kick for me was a chance to kind of reinvent myself. I've been doing it a long time, but I wanted something that was different. I wanted something that wasn't so restrictive. I wanted something that was fresh, like a fresh perspective. And when I came over, I told my community for a few weeks. I said, hey, I'm going to be trying something new. If you guys rock with me, if you guys are here for me, and you guys support what I do, follow me. You won't be disappointed. And in the early stages, I think I'm maybe a year and 2-3 months now since I came over. It was different, but it's slowly evolving. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not one to believe everything I see on social media. There's always something in the news about something bad, good. I say try it for yourself is my biggest thing. Try it for yourself, and what are your experiences with it? Me personally, I'm all about doing it myself and seeing what I can make of it. I'm all about consistency and doing it day in day. Don't let other people dictate how you do your streaming, how you take IRL streaming if that's what you want to do. You want to try something like I found a guy the other day. Does fishing. Never knew someone on the platform did fishing. I love fishing. I started watching. It was great. There's always something to be done and always something you can do. And if you don't think it's out there, try it. Maybe the public will love it. Maybe they'll want to do it and they don't know how to. You can be that first person to inspire that next generation. So that's kind of my take on it.
I mean, I don't want to get too far off of that same topic, but I feel like such a huge thing that all of us four have in common that I think is exactly the future of IRL and that Kick is embodying right now is that it is super authentic, like content when it comes to IRL that we all create in different ways, and it's not like a forced thing. And I feel like that's where the bad reputations of IRL streamers, that they're always making like a forced situation for content or something, but I feel like the future is more like what we're doing and being able to do things that aren't like everyday stream things, especially when people think of IRL. But Kick, like Newman said, is the home for it right now because everything is variety. Like, that's why I feel like I'm able to thrive so much is because you can like do whatever. You aren't put in this box. You aren't put as people who aren't gamers. Like no one, back on Twitch, I was a cooking streamer and they'd be like, what are you doing on this platform? Like you're not a gamer. And I feel like no one has ever said that to me on Kick. I've never gotten that comment. I get every kind of troll comment, but never that one. And I feel like it's the opportunity to explore and do different things that we love and to combine things that don't go together normally, like stream content and stuff like that. And I feel like that's what Kick is definitely doing for all of us. And
real quick, sorry, I think you're touching on something that's really interesting that gets a lot of things twisted in the IRL space, and maybe Relic can comment on it, but like, when I say the term content brain, what does that mean to you, Relic? When you hear that someone's got content brain?
You said content brain?
Content brain. Does that make sense?
I guess you're talking about they're just so focused on creating that you're just not doing it, right? Not doing what's natural. They're focused on trying to create this moment no matter what it takes instead of just letting it happen. And with me, I just, whatever happens, happens. You know, and that's when crazy things happen, right? That's when the magic happens, is when you just go with it and, you know, scripting is only going to get you so far. People, the real viewers, and they can see through that, right? They can see through scripting and everything like that. But on Kick, you know, you have a lot of freedom. I was talking about another friend of mine that streams on Twitch, and he got banned not long ago for something that happened out of his control, like completely out of his control. I'm not gonna say what happened, but he got banned. And when you're doing IRL streaming, you're always wondering, you know, like if I walk over here and something happens, like for example, if someone gets into a fight in front of you, I feel like Kick is going to look at that situation and go, well, they didn't have control over it. They weren't fighting. They weren't hitting anyone. You're not going to get banned, but other places, you could maybe face a ban because you were just walking by and your camera caught it. Or someone is doing something else and you just walk by. You know? So I feel like over here we have more freedom. And when you have more freedom, you have more confidence to go out and make content and do things without worrying about, oh my God, can I, you know, like I go in some crazy places and some crazy things happen. You don't have that monkey on your back going, can I walk through this next door? Do I just stop my stream and leave? Or, you know, so it's so much open. And I feel like from the top down, from the top management down, there's a lot of communication. And I feel like everybody's involved. You know, like you see everybody streaming, you even stream. You know, and so everybody's in the trenches and you're working the process and you're working the development and the app and you're using it yourself. And so when you see management all the way down in the trenches and using this stuff and you're building that relationship with the streamers, I feel like it's just, you feel so much more connected as a content creator. And you don't feel like you're off in a corner somewhere and nobody cares about you. Like you're just left in the darkness. And the fact that you have us here, you have the different phases, and you're taking the time to listen to the creators, it means a lot to the creators. And it helps us build a platform for the creators, not for a corporate entity, you know? So I feel like it's just, you know, people ask me a lot, why'd you go to Kick? I mean, I'm gonna be real, like, I had a really big following, a good CCV on Twitch and doing really well on Twitch. And so many people are like, why are you on Kick? It makes no sense. And I say, well, first of all, I believe competition is needed in this space so bad. Like, we need competition in the streaming space. You can't have monopolies. When there are monopolies, people don't change. And so I'm on Kick because I believe that there can be a positive change for streamers across all platforms. And that's why I'm here. And I think Kick is doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Anyone got a question?
Vote for me.
But does anyone have a question, like a tough one or anything that they want to comment on?
If you had to choose one thing about IRL streaming on Kick to change, what would it be? Or make better?
What would it be to change?
Everybody heard that, right? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, the question was if you could change one thing on IRL streaming, what would you change or make it better?
On Kick, specifically.
On Kick, yes, on Kick.
I got something. So recently, I've been allowed to use the Kick app that we have now to start working with the IRL stuff. I don't think it's fully out yet. I think it's just some beta testers like myself. And you know, this is something that I brought up a while ago, and I think has been talked about many, many times, and I think is an amazing thing to have, is the ability to go live from anywhere. If you're not someone like us who's been doing it a while and you're new and want to get into it, having the ability to just go in the app, hit go live, and you know, this is something that a lot of people, including myself, have been saying for a while, and Kick is doing it. You know, it's taking time because any company, in my opinion, doesn't want to just release something that's not well thought out and not well done. So you think about it, they haven't been around that long, like some of the other players in the game. Everything takes time, and you know, they're doing it the right way. So I think, to answer your question, if there's something that I can improve upon, or I think that needs to be improved upon, is when they put this out, it's going to change the game again. You know, it's going to allow more creators and more people that are already on Kick or want to come to Kick the ability to just go live and do more IRL streaming, and I think it will be really good. I don't know if any of you guys thought of anything else.
No, that's a great point. Because when I was first starting out, I was like, okay, I want to do IRL, how do I do it? And then I had to purchase another phone. I had to purchase IRL Toolkit that allows me to stay online even if my stream buffers and goes offline, it will play my clips. So it's just all of this research and all of this money spent, you know, investing in my stream, and then to be able to do it on the phone app, like that is going to be such a game changer. Like, I'm very excited for that.
One thing I would like to see is hosting from the app.
Oh, yes.
or mobile hosting when I'm on my phone. I'm never by a laptop or a computer when I'm, and a lot of times whenever I go to host, I have to find my laptop, because I don't know if maybe I'll miss it, maybe they have mobile hosting. I can't find a way to host easily from my phone, Android or iPhone. And so mobile hosting would be very nice for the app as well, because I like to host when I in-stream, just show love.
Yeah, that's the point.
There is a way.
Mobile hosting.
Yeah.
It's
You go,
hard to get
if you
to
load
do,
up the dashboard on your phone, you can do it from there. Shouldn't
Yeah,
have to.
I've tried, but I have to squeeze it.
Yeah,
Try
when
it.
you're on
Yeah.
mobile,
Yeah,
it's
like-
a smaller.
That's the only bad problem. You have to
Make
fight
it
with it
easier.
sometimes.
Make it
Yeah.
easier, whatever we're using.
Yeah, I've tried everything.
Yeah.
I've tried the command too.
Right.
Host command, but I can't get it to work. So
It's a great question. Thank you both.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I won. So one thing that we grapple with at Kick is like, I think a lot of people expect us to be the police of the planet. That, well, you know, Neon did X, Y, and Z. Why wasn't he arrested? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because we're not law enforcement, right? Or Natalie Reynolds made someone jump in a lake. Why isn't that person in jail? Well, I don't know. Maybe because everyone that you tell to jump in a lake, we shouldn't police, right? Like maybe they shouldn't jump in a lake, right? So these are the like tough things that we face, but then reflect on you guys as you IRL stream, right? So I would love to know your guys' take on this. When stuff happens on Kick, what do you want to see Kick do about it? And where does the line start and begin in quote-unquote law enforcement?
I mean, I feel like in an ideal world, if there was a way to have, I mean, it would have to be like a crazy amount of moderation for these IRL streams, that like big streamers and everything, where they'd have to be in there like waiting for these bad things to happen. So I understand like that may not be possible, and I honestly, it is like a big struggle right now of like, what is Kick supposed to do about these people who are going to go in public or go party and do these things that are not good. You know, like it's not illegal, it's not, but it's not bannable. It's like, it's this in-between gray area, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately, because it's everywhere. It's on Twitter and everything, and I haven't ever like typed anything on Twitter or anything, because I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the answer is to this. Like, I don't know if you guys have any ideas, but it's like,
I think that question is the biggest elephant in the room with Kick, because you have like these very like hyper vigilant creators who want to see the platform like be, you know, gold star, like so good, but also you need to let people express themselves. If they have like a big following and they're, you know, like everyone is okay with it on their stream, I don't really see the harm in a lot of these things that, you know, some people would be like, oh, this is bad taste. Like, yeah, okay, you can think it's bad taste, but like, should we police them? No, you want the freedom to do the things that you want to do as well. Is it really illegal where somebody could get hurt? Maybe let's not front page that and deal with it afterwards. Like, it just, obviously there's degrees to it, but I think that a lot of people are really quick to just go on Twitter and be like, oh, this person did this and this and this and this, and then you're like, but everyone loved watching it, and it got so many views, and it was like great content, and it really wasn't that bad. I just feel like people sometimes just want something to say. That's my stance on it. I think everyone should be able to do what they want, as long as it's not hurting anyone. And also with IRL, some people don't want to be videotaped. Like, you shouldn't be videotaping people that do not want to be videotaped. But for the most part, I think we're a growing platform. I think everyone is going to come into this space, and they're going to want to try different things. So you just have to give people the patience to try things out. And if you don't want to follow them, don't follow them. Also, it's really easy to go 18 plus on your channel. I have 18 plus on my channel. Sometimes I'm just cooking in my kitchen, but I would prefer people 18 and over be watching me. So that, if you're 18 plus, I feel like you should have a little bit more grace. That's all I gotta say.
Andrew, I don't know if you know this off the top of your head, but let me just ask, do you know at any given time, like on average, how many content creators are on the platform? Is it hundreds of thousands?
Like people actually stream.
Yeah, like broadcasting,
All right, I can actually pull that up right now. If you want to keep
While you pull that up, and there's a point to it I ask, is because kind of to answer your question is, there's so many content creators out there, not just on this platform, but on all platforms, right? And it's like, I don't know how big the Kick team is. I don't know how big the Kick staff team is.
Okay,
so
yeah.
what I'm saying is, like, you can't possibly be there all the time to police every single.
So right now we have 8,000 creators who are streaming right now.
That are live right now.
That are live right now. We have so far had 41,000 streams go live today.
41,000.
Yeah, and then as of today, we have had 75,000 new signups.
75,000 new content creators signing up today. So if you imagine,
to be fair, it's not content creators; it's people
just
making
registering accounts.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
So 75,000 new, and then our 30-day average for right now, our 30-day average is 80,000 signups a day.
Wow, that's amazing. So the reason I asked that though, so everybody's kind of where I'm kind of thinking is, it's hard to police that many people. There's always someone live. There's always new people going live. There's always people doing things, and they can't possibly be in every stream all the time, 24/7. So there are going to be people that come in that report things that might be bad. There are going to be people that come in and report things that are good, and haters. There's always, they have to figure out the best way to navigate them. And I think people forget, it's, like I said, it's still a growing company. They're still in their, stages of building up. And I think as things happen, they have to adjust and they have to figure out, well, is this good? Is this bad? How do we push this forward? Did they break a law? Going back to your original question. And these are things that we're going to slowly see over time as more and more happens. They're going to take the best path and decide what needs to happen. I think that's with everything in life.
So let's talk a little bit about tech.
I have something on that, by the way.
Go for it.
Yeah.
No, about the topic.
Yeah.
So I think everything is a case-by-case basis. Some things are going to get a lot more media than other ones. I don't think that's what it's funny because on the way over here, I was talking to some other creators about this. I said some platforms have everything is black and white and it's just boom, right? But I said some platforms understand there are gray areas when it comes especially to IRL. And there's no one size that fits all for any creator or anything that happens because it may have different consequences based on what's happening. If you're doing an IRL stream and you're performing something inside a controlled environment where the public's not out there and you're doing something, for example, the prison stream, that's a controlled environment. There's a lot of stuff happening. Yeah, it got crazy at times, but it's controlled. They knew what they were doing. They were there.
That's one called the inmates that they have.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But if you're out in the street in the general public and there's an innocent bystander and something happens to them and it's whatever, or someone, that's a whole different situation. So base by base situation. But I also think it's a slippery slope because let's get real, content creators want to one-up each other. Well, they did that. Well, I want to do this. So at some point you are going to have to say, look, this is enough. We can't go past this. Like this is, So yeah, you want freedom, but at the same time, you have to realize it'll hit a peak where people are just competing against each other, and you may have to put your foot down and say, look, this is it. Like we need to, So, but case by case basis. I don't believe the whole one size fits everybody philosophy because that's how you end up like other platforms.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Question.
I was like a viewer for at least a decade or more before I even thought of becoming a streamer. Like as a viewer, I still consider myself a viewer, right? But do you feel like streamers should really be policing streamers? Because I feel like viewers should be policing. Technically, like your chat should be policing you, right? Technically, right? The community should be looking out for whether you're doing something. Like I feel like I see in some streams, like some of those streams that go out of the way to do something they shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? I see that chat flowing. I see the. I'm not trying to classify anybody. I see the smart people in the chat, like, yo, don't do that. No, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Some of those bigger streamers, their chats are flowing so fast. I don't think they can see that or anything. You know what I mean? You know, they're just seeing these other ones that are just egging them on to do this thing, and they just follow it for the content, right? Or, I feel like right now on Twitter, it's like just certain streamers trying to police.
Yeah, I believe too. Once you push the envelope, Kick won't have to get involved because law enforcement will.
Yeah, and
So lawyers will get involved. Once you hit a certain point, it's not Kick's problem. That's a legal issue or safety, right? So, they're going to get involved, and then Kick can't help them at that point. Like, they did it on their own. So it's just one of those things, right? I don't think streamers should police streamers now.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of those like big creators who you're probably referring to, they probably have a team of expert mods, and they have like a team who's kind of working with them. It's when you get that big, it can't just be you and one other person. You have like a lot of people helping you facilitate everything, being like, and sometimes they'll still push the boundaries, but I think that case is a little bit different than me. I don't have that many. You know what I mean?
It's nice sometimes, having a good team of moderation and viewers that, if it's a real tight-knit community, I agree with you. When you get trolls in the chat, if you're not paying attention, like we're on a panel right now, I'm not watching chat, and I get someone in, it's good to have a moderation team that helps police. But also, if you do something wrong, I guarantee if I do something wrong or say something that my community doesn't agree with, they're going to police me and be like, whoa, what are you doing? So it's good to have that extra check. I like that. Great question. Any other questions? Anyone, unless you guys want to touch on it some more.
We're going to talk about tech athletes.
Wait, tech right there.
Tech. We love our tech. I don't know if you guys saw what Ronnie has up here. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4.
I have like a tech question
Yeah,
for
so much
us
tech.
all. Okay, if you had to like scale it way down, or if you were brand new, what are the like 3 pieces of equipment that you would use? Either that you're just starting,
To recommend to someone.
or that you had to get rid of. Like, what are the best 3 things?
Let's go first.
I'll go first. I always tell them, because I get a lot of questions about all of this stuff. And I tell everybody, no matter what, start with a cell phone. Do not go and spend thousands of dollars on anything until you make sure IRL is what you want to do. Some people do it the first few times and they realize this is not me. Or their community doesn't like it. They want them to go back playing Call of Duty or whatever. They don't vibe with it, right? They go try it. And I've seen people go and buy $3,000 backpacks. They use them twice and they just sit there forever, right? And so, but a lot of people need 2 phones. You need one for your stream, your camera, or whatever, and one for your chat. And the next thing I would suggest is a really good selfie stick, lightweight, something that's ergo-friendly, because people make a mistake by buying these big bulky things, and when you're walking around, your arm is falling off. It's just, so there's really good ones that are lightweight, that have a clip for your phone and a clip on top for the other phone that work really well. So the selfie stick and the phone for your streaming and the phone for your chat and all your alerts and everything. And a 4th one is, people don't like this a lot, but a Bluetooth speaker. I know a lot of people hate it.
Your
Sound. Yeah, I can't do anything without a speaker. I have to have 3 of them ready to go. But a speaker, because what it helps me for, especially alerts, because I get busy doing things, and those little alerts, even if you got them turned down low, it lets you appreciate people for donations and subs and stuff. And when you're doing IRL and you're pushing carts around, you're walking around or whatever, being able to have sound, audio to clue you. Because I feel really bad when someone subscribes or does anything, and I just ignore it because I didn't know it happened. So having audio is really good, to recognize.
If I can touch on that, I think you brought up a really good point. A lot of people, when they get into it or they want to get into it, they go out, they spend a ton of money, they might not do it long. If you're new, just go live. Start with your phone. Phone, selfie stick, battery with a cable. That's all you need. It helps. That's what I'm using right now, and I love it. I mean, it's super simple, super sleek. I had a guy come to our meet and greet today, and I said, "Can I hold your rig?" He had a selfie stick with 2 phones, a battery, and it was heavy. So it takes a toll on you, especially when you want to do this. You're doing it for hours and hours. So if you want to get started and you want to start simple, you want to start cheap, any one of them, everybody probably has a smartphone, whether it's Android or Apple. You can download an app on there, get your stream set up, and you can even, I have it in mind, but I have my chat built in so I don't need another phone, and I have audio alerts built in so I don't need another phone. And it's that simple. I'll help you with it. I'll help anybody with it. Anyone can reach out. Anyone has questions. Everybody up here is probably, you go into their chat one day, they're willing to help you with tech. Most streamers are.
I agree with them. The 2 phones, but now that I'm looking at his, I'm like, damn, I need to do that. Yeah, one to read your chat and then one for streaming. My selfie stick, it looks like it's literally so lightweight. It's nothing fancy at all. I think I got it in like a free package from somewhere. But it's so great because I don't have the arm strength to hold up these sticks. And I'm like, how are these people walking around like this? And then also an external battery, because my phone does die when you're streaming past like 4 hours, it will die. So external battery, and then everything else I feel like is just, enhances, like microphone, everything like that.
So real quick, like in your real life relationships outside of IRL streaming, like how far do you let people into your life when you IRL, right? Like where do you draw the line with family, fiancés, work, people outside of, but that are in your inner circle? Like, do they become characters in your IRL, or do you draw a line, or like, does your family be like, look, don't bring that shit in my house, or like, what are some of the things in like personal life, and how far do you let the chat into your life?
Well, I definitely have tried to figure this out, especially because my mom loves to watch my stream, and I don't want her to, because I'm like, she can't take people saying really awful things to me, and she, like, just can't, and so I'm like, don't watch my stream, don't do it. But lately, the last like several months, she's been doing it, and I'm like allowing her. And I'm at the point now where when she's over at my house, she wants to be on the stream now. And so I'm like, I'm scared for her, because I'm like, I don't want anyone to say anything mean about my mom, because I will murder them. So I'm like, you can talk about me, but my mom, yeah. So I'm like, so I've been testing it out a little and like having her on stream just for a little, but she definitely understands streaming since I've been doing it as a full-time job for 4 years. So I think at this point she gets it, and so she gets when she shouldn't be on stream, and she gets when it's okay, and she gets when I'm like working and stuff like that. And so I've been adding more of my family and everything to like test the waters. So it's definitely yeah. I thought that Kip would be worse with it, but I've actually, like, everyone has been so cool. Like, whenever my mom is on, they love her, and I'm like,
they always steal the spotlight, right?
Yeah,
Steal the spotlight.
No one would assume this about Kip, but actually, the community that I've grown, and when new people find me everything, it has been so nice lately. I don't know what's going on Kip, but it is a nice chat.
I love it. I can go next. So I am married. Everyone knows that I'm married on my chat, like my people who follow me. But my husband doesn't want to be on stream because he's an introvert and he's like a full-time gamer. So for me, streaming, he loves it, because otherwise I'd be like in his room while he's playing video games, be like, hi, pay attention to me, whatever. So I stream, he games. So other than that, I work in the cannabis industry, and there are a few like events that I can bring my chat to, and so it is really funny to have like your coworkers or people you see in your work industry, and they're like, what is she doing? And so I'm like, but I don't care. And honestly, I feel like the chatters and everybody likes to see it because they want to see just a little bit more. And I feel like that's where IRL really is like so great, because they get to see just a little bit more, peel back a few more layers, like, wait, and then just how you interact with people that you know. But also, Yeah, it is. I don't know. It's kind of funny, but yeah, it's very interesting.
For me personally, I think everybody you talk to is going to have a different answer. I think everybody has different experiences. Me personally, I'm married as well. My wife used to always say I was cheating on her with my computer because I stream on it so much. So, I mean, you know, the rest of my family knows I do it. My father, for example, is, I think he's 73, 74, and he still doesn't understand. He's like, you know, everybody you talk to has their own experience. He doesn't understand how I sit behind a computer all day and I entertain people and I make a living doing it, and you know, people enjoy it. I say, he's a golfer, so I tell him that. I try and relate it to everybody I talk to like that. I say, what if it was golf and you were watching? He goes, oh, I can watch it. I go, exactly. There's always something out there for everybody. And with family, letting them in, I say, why not try it and see what happens? You know, like, bring them into your world just like you would in your life. And you never know what will happen.
I'm a little bit different. Working at a haunted house, I literally have a lot of different characters that show up on my stream, dressed as monsters and sometimes not as monsters, and they all are crazy, and they've been a part of my stream since I started on other platforms. So I've had a lot of different characters come in and out, different people that are a part of everything I do. So, and they all are very entertaining in their own way, and you know, a lot of them, you know, do crazy things, and one of them likes to drink a lot. So yeah, I mean, I think it's each person's different and each individual is different, and whatever they're good with, whatever they're fine with. There's a lot of people who don't want to be on camera. You know, they don't want all that, especially when they see sometimes the trolls and things like that. They're like, I'll just be somewhere else. So yeah, I think it's different, and I think the more people you include, the better it is for your community. And then they start asking for them, and then they won't stop every time you stream. Where's Billy Vodka? Where's Grease? Where's so-and-so? Where are they? We haven't seen them in a month. Where are they at? So it's like, they're not coming back on ever again. Don't ask me.
They always like that other person more than you.
Yeah.
Every friend that I bring on,
Yep.
they're like, oh, where's your cute friend? Where is she today? I'm like, you guys, that was like 2 weeks ago. Well, where is she?
The same thing happened with me. I did a charity event, and for a certain goal, it was pie me in the face. My wife would come in. It was the best time ever, and they kept wanting her to do it. And I was like, enough's enough, guys. I'm not taking this many pies in the face. So, yeah. I see a question in the back. If we can, yeah.
What apps do you guys use to IRL stream from your?
Excellent question. It was, what apps do you use to stream with, right?
Yep.
I can start us. Right now, currently, I'm using Prism. I dabble with 3 different right now. I use Prism, I use Moblin, and I use the new Kick app that I'm currently using. Just try them all out, see what I like, see what I don't like. It's good to see the feedback.
I also use Prism, but I also use IRL Toolkit that helps me bridge the connection. Like if my stream goes offline, that's another hard part about IRL is that sometimes you'll just walk into a room or a building and then you have no service. And you're like, what the hell? I have full bars like 2 seconds ago. So you walk into a room, no service. Sometimes it will go out. So I use IRL Toolkit and it will play like my best clips and it will be on loop so that people, you know, don't have to just go to another channel right away. It'll kind of keep them there until I can figure out like what's going on and like move around and get to better service. So Prism and IRL Toolkit.
Yeah, I feel like IRL tech issues are the most frustrating thing of IRL streaming. Like if my stream isn't working, like even to start it up or something happens, like that's like the most frustrating thing I think out of like even streaming a PC, anything like no, IRL tech issues, that's the winner of the most frustrating thing.
It's true.
For me, it depends on what I'm using, right? If I'm using a phone, a lot of times it's Prism. If I have, this Vela box is my backup to everything. So if I'm using this, I use IRL Pro with the Vela box. But if I'm using the LiveView Solo, which is that one, I'll be using IRL Chat and a service by Synapse who provides the server for me. So it depends on what I'm using, it's depending on what software I use. And then that all links into the server and it works from there.
And I think one thing to think about is, you know, what are your requirements? What are your needs? That's something you got to look at. You know, different app might have different things that they do better that you like with one than the other. You just got to try them out and see what works best for you. Great question.
For Relic, I'm assuming you go to places where the cell towers are non-existent. How do you handle that?
Well, if I have to, I'll bring Starlink, right?
Starlink.
But the company, I have a sponsor named Connected.com. They are coming out with some new technology. They have a modem switching technology on a modem that they're sending me next week that I'm going to be trying.
Fancy.
And it uses all networks that are available. And it auto switches between the one that has the best connection. And so I'm going to be trying that out starting next week as well.
Yeah,
So,
let us know.
So, and they're also coming out with one after that that's waterproof, outdoor proof, windproof. It's indestructible, right? So we're figuring out a way to make that into like a backpack option as well. It auto switches, keeps you connected all the time. And if that doesn't work and you're just out really in the middle of nowhere, you use the Starlink with meshes, and you can mesh to wherever you need to go. So Starlink, yeah.
What's the name of the company that you?
Connected Internet, yeah.
A question over here. I'm sorry, can you say that a little louder for us? Ask for permission for stores and restaurants?
I don't ask for permission. I just go in there, and some people are happy to have us in there. I don't try to like create a big scene and be outlandish a lot of the times. That's where I feel like some people get a bad reputation for IRL because they're going out there, they're just trying to be the craziest and the meanest or whatever. I'm not like that at all. I hate making people uncomfortable. So I'll kind of just like tuck it to myself, and then I'll go like sit down at a restaurant or something. Or grab a drink. So I try to keep it a little bit more discreet, and I don't say, hey, can I live stream here? Because most of the time they're like, wait, what is that? No, I don't think so. I don't know. So I would rather just like go in there, test my luck, and then they'll be like, oh wait, like you can't live stream here. Okay, no worries, and then move on to the next place. Like it's just better to just go in, because if you're asking, it's kind of like you're expecting for them to say no. So just go in there and just try it out.
I'm like 50-50 on that, because I think there have been some times where I've asked and then that bar or somewhere they'll be like, no, you can't do that. Because they just don't understand that it might just be like on my phone. Like like whatever they're thinking, like it's not that big a deal, but when they say no, then I don't do it. But on the other hand, when I go to like nice restaurants and stuff, I call ahead of time. Ari's looking at me because she knows how much work we have to do to like call ahead of time and see like what time it's going to be less busy, because I'm so self-conscious about IRL streaming. So I'm like, when are you not busy? Can we please have a table in the corner, preferably a booth, so we can sit on the same side and be not, yes, and the camera is only facing us. We are not bothering anyone. And like every time the server comes over, I'm like, I am so sorry. I am a weirdo. This is going to be really weird. I am a live streamer. Like, it won't be on it, everything. And a lot of the times, the server is like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like, we just did an IRL dinner not that long ago. The server was like, that camera is so cool. Like, this is so cool. Honestly, sometimes it works out even better, where like they are about it. Like they want to make cool content with you, like give you the coolest drinks or things and stuff like that, where I'm such a planner that I end up going that way instead of the winging it, and
I'm the wing it type.
Be embarrassed.
My philosophy is I always tell my stream, I'm like, act like you're just supposed to be here. No matter where I go, even if it's in an abandoned building and someone crosses across me, I'm like, I'm supposed to be here. I don't know why, but I'm here. And so the other day, Houston got hit with that bad storm. There were news media everywhere and barricades all over the place. And I went downtown to stream it. And I just walked right on in like I was supposed to be there, filming everything with the media, So that's just how I am. I just try to just blend in, and I'm supposed to be here. I even have a press badge.
You made it yourself?
I made it I ordered it off Amazon. I have a press
Somebody,
badge.
So, yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
you let him in.
Impressed. Yeah, I just.
Yeah. I think to piggyback off that, I'm kind of on both sides too. You know, like I think, you know, it is nice to ask people for permission, you know, if they don't want it. But at the same time, I wish it was like back in the day when whenever you see a news camera, like when I was a kid, it'd be like, hey mom, I'm on TV. Like, I wish more people were open to it because I've been to some places and they're immediately like, oh wow, yeah, they want you to advertise their business. They understand, like, why not get more views for their business, help everybody grow. So I think it's just more of a mindset, and I think you'll sometimes find people that don't like it, and you'll also find people that do like it, and you just gotta, what's most comfortable for you, you know, do what's in your heart and what's in your gut, and you'll never be wrong.
Yeah.
You know? That was a great question, though. Thank you for that.
And along with that, I believe respecting your environment and knowing what's right.
Time and place.
Because I have some places I go eat or whatever, and I'll have TTS on because that environment is good for it. Other places, it's not on at all. It just, you have to be able to gauge where you are, engage the people around you. If you walk into a restaurant and immediately everybody is, I went into a restaurant one time, where were we at? Oklahoma or somewhere. And I walked in and it was as if death just walked through the front door. And everybody looked, and it was a small town. It was a small town in the middle of nowhere. And it's like, have you ever seen the movies where the record's like, and everybody just looked? That's what I felt like. And within a few seconds, there were two officers sitting beside me at the thing where I was eating. I'm like, oh my God. So you know what? No GTS, no sound alerts. I talked real low on my microphone and ordered my food and left. You know, you have to gauge your environment. When you're obnoxious and you're like, oh, it's all about me and screw everybody else around me, that's when you get kicked out. That's when it's a bad experience. And that's when she goes in next, they don't let her in because of the experience you created. So it's a domino effect, right? You got to be able to gauge your environment where you are. And a good streamer does that.
Yeah. Read the room. It's as simple as that. Got any other questions? I don't know. How much time do we have left?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, so yeah. Anybody have any last minute questions they can think of, they want to touch on? Throw them at us.
What's your favorite way to engage your, your audience?
Favorite way to engage your audience? I can start. My audience was already asking me to do this today, but I'm animated. I like to move around a lot. I like to do dances. That's my chat's favorite thing to get me to do is, like he said, make him look like a fool. You know, I do a chicken dance on my stream. When I'm at my home PC setup, I got dancing chickens behind me. I got emotes that go over the screen that fill it up. I got wild music that goes, and it's like an interactive thing. So that's the biggest thing right now that they love doing. I think they're spamming it in my chat right now. So I don't know who wants to go next. Best way you engage with your community.
Literally, the easiest way ever. I'm one of those people that like reads every single comment, and I'm like saying it out loud, and they're like, damn, W reader. I'm like, I thought I was supposed to do this. Like, I'm new here. I thought that I was supposed to. Honestly, half the fun of, like, streaming is building your community, and then you guys have, like, so many jokes. Like, I'm doing this, like, I'm getting ready for you guys, whatever, but I'm here because I like the conversation, and I don't know, it's just fun. It's good banter. It's just fun. So the easiest way to engage with your chat and get them to engage with you is just reading their messages. Like, it's not hard, right? And it's just fun because half the time they're just saying things that are way funnier than anything I'm saying. So I'm like, all right, you guys are great. I'll be on tomorrow.
That's good.
And there's technology too, which, you know, we all use TTS and sound alerts. There's all different types of apps and things you can incorporate into your stream to also increase engagement and just make it fun, right? Like TTS, the sound alerts, the AI voices are great.
It's a new one we've been trying.
Yeah, when I went to Loot Fest, he was like, what the hell is your phone?
Yeah. I think
you got Samuel Jackson and everybody
Morgan Freeman
talking, and you're just like, you know, and just all of that creates a lot of banter back and forth and gets everybody. I find that when I have that going, my chat is moving 100 times faster than when it's just silent, nothing happening, and just me talking. You know, 'cause they say I talk too much. I don't think I talk too much. Sometimes, maybe. Yeah,
just a little. But there's many different ways you can engage. You know, whether it's TTS. I like to ask questions every once in a while to see where everybody's tuning in from. I like to know, you know, maybe if they want to tell me their age or the state or the country, so I can kind of read my audience. I do that pretty frequently, just to interact with them and get to know them more, you know, so I can be a little bit more personal. So, great question again. Some good questions today.
Yeah, I just want to add, like, I feel like sometimes on IRL streams, I basically make it a, like, chat, choose your own adventure, where, like, I'll be at a food festival or something, and I'm like, all right, you guys pick, like, what are we eating? All these things, like, whoever gives subs, like, we will go and get that. And Ari and I had to get, like, the craziest, like, weirdest stuff at the food festival, and I feel like chat just loves to, like, be a part of stuff that they get to enjoy from the comfort of their freaking office, you know, like, or their couch, like, whatever they're sitting on, where it's like, I like to bring that, like, creative and weird side that IRL allows, along with, like, letting chat be such a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's great.
So yeah, real quick.
Yeah, grab the mic. It's hard to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, just real quick. Like, so our hour is up, but you know, Kit gets in a lot of hot water about IRL streaming. So if you guys want to come up to the booth, out on the floor, ask your questions that you didn't get to ask out here, or if you run into anyone that starts talking shit about Kick and their IRL, just say, go up to the booth and talk to them about it.
Yeah.
We're an open book. We are trying to push the boundaries of IRL streaming, but we also know that there's limits to that, right? So we're trying to find all that. But we are not adverse to not talking about it. That's the main thing. The other thing I want to say is like, these guys built Kick up here. We have Nova Court that's back there also, who's helped build Kick. You know, and every streamer, and I just mentioned this, is like, we're getting 80,000 signups a day, right? And all those streamers are helping build Kick also. But what we don't think works is if you don't understand it, you get rid of it. That's definitely not our approach. So, but I want to make it open-ended that if you guys have any questions, come hit us up. We're open books, and we're not here to give you PC media trained answers. If that makes sense. And so thank you to you guys for coming up here and answering questions. IRL's not going anywhere. It's, as technology gets faster, meaner, sleeker, it's going to be in everyone's faces every single day. I truly believe that. So, and I think that these guys are pioneering a lot of that. So, thank you so much.
And thank you all for coming.
Yeah,
we appreciate y'all being here. I don't know about anybody else, but I'll hang around for a few minutes if anybody has questions that want to talk further. And we can all connect and everything. Thank you guys.
I'll let chicken dance with you.
No.
No?
Maybe later.
I forgot one other item that's a must for IRL streamers, metal IRL streamers. Dude wipes. Okay. These are very important.
Are you
When you're
sponsored?
trapped in an abandoned building,
Trying to get a sponsorship.
and I'm trying to get a sponsor. These are minty fresh.
Commented on my
These are
Twitter
minty
the other
fresh.
day. I was like, sponsor me. I was like, I'll
Dude
make
wipes.
tacos that stream. Sponsor me.
You gotta have dude wipes.
I do have another question.
Yeah, what's up?
Obviously, for interaction with other people in the public, that's the reason you don't use like Bluetooth speakers.
Me personally, it's more peripherals for me, right?
Yeah.
I like to be simple, sleek right now, and I can do it on my phone. At the convention, it's a little different because it's a little louder in there, so you're probably, like, I think you use the JBL Mini, whatever, the JBL.
The JBL
It's
Mini.
nice, but specifically at the convention, I know one of the rules they wanted was, like, no real TTS, so it just depends. If you're out...
No, I mean Bluetooth headphones.
You could probably use them, yeah. I don't see why you wouldn't give them.
Just because of interaction.
I used to use Bluetooth. I used to use AirPods when I was driving, and I just hear it in my ear.
Yeah.
And I was gonna get some. I left my Bluetooth AirPods at home, and I was gonna have some for the convention.
I think,
Because
like,
I feel
me
like I haven't
personally...
seen anyone with any in the ear.
Like me personally, I have I was born with like 2 different ears, so my cartilage sticks out on one, so I can only ever wear a headphone in one ear. So that's why I don't use them personally, and they just hurt after a while. Imagine wearing them for 8 hours.
No, I can't wear that one.
Not to mention you gotta hear other people around you. They're noise canceling. You know, you turn it off and on. So you could probably use it. But good job.
Good job. You killed it.
You killed it.
I want to go out. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, man. Well, look, we appreciate you, bro.
Can I have a huge one?
Oh, you gotta screw this on? No. I did the wrong thing. Sorry.
No. Nope.
Yes.
Nope. Screw it on here first.
Oh, good morning. Hey, you do. It's like it gets in your mouth. Wait. Not long.
My face is covered in hair.
See, most of the time I've only had good interactions. But you know what the best thing that I related to is like reality TV. Everybody watches what Big Brother, whatever all those shows. Maybe tomorrow. I told them maybe the last day they will have this. They'll do it. They'll do it right now. No one of these guys don't thank you so much. Are you going to do it with me? Are you going to do it with me? You're going to do it?
Go do it.
Are you going to do it with me though? Yeah. Okay, we'll do it for him. All right. I don't have any music though. Normally I have the music. All right, Jack, you guys are getting the chicken. Look, come here. Everyone like Jack, you see all the chickens that are putting in the chat? Everybody wants the chicken. You're going to do it with me, huh? All right, let's see. We're going to back up and see if we can get in here. All right? I think this is good right here. Ready? On the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. This is what my chat makes me do all the time. They always make me jump around and dance like a chicken. Just like that. Just like that. What's your name? No American Blue. Aiden, I'm Newman. Nice to meet you. Are you having fun at the event? Oh man, this is fun. Thank you so much for coming and dancing with me. Good. You want to do it to this? Just like that. You need relic in here too. You need relic in here. You're going to come over here and do it. Now you're challenged to get to see it. You want to come over and do it with us? It's fun, right? You get some blood money. There you go. Y'all got a freaking chicken. Flip it. They're all laughing right now. There we go.
Good job, bro.
Yeah, they've been trying to get me all day, but you asked and I was like, how can I say no to Aiden?
Oh man, that was great.
What's this? Stickers? Oh, cool. Why not? Why not?
Right there. That's him.
No, I appreciate you coming.
Yes, you can have
I love it. I think so. I think so. Here, come here. I got you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my game
I can find them. I don't have too many left though, limited edition. So my name, this is, I got a keychain and I got my logo over here. I'm all about positivity and making people laugh and smile. That's what I preach on the daily. So yeah, that's what I tell everybody every day on my stream. I'll look like a fool, I'll do a chicken, I'll do whatever. As long as you smile and you laugh, that's what it's all about. Connecting with people, right? So look, thank you so much for coming today. You have a beautiful day.
I hope y'all do the same. Stay safe, I'm hydrated.
Y'all got it, okay? Y'all got it.
Yes, I do. You do? In
What's
California?
this?
I know.
Oh, okay, got it.
Greasy Hollow Haunted Food Lounge. Read your place?
Creepy Hollow.
Oh, creepy.
That's where I work at.
I'm just like,
Not greedy.
is this your place?
That's where I work at.
That's the one I always see you on and like
Yeah, that's
fixing
where I'm
up.
always, yeah.
Appreciate it.
So,
You're talking about it.
Yeah.
yeah. So I work in the
Bet your ass I did.
So I have like a digital
You got kicked in the I don't know. Is it verified channel?
But there are a lot of industry events. I live in Los Angeles, so there's a lot of like cannabis.
Yeah.
So I'll go to the events and I'll live stream stuff like that, and then I'll just go around.
Or maybe I don't know how it is. Everybody having fun and chat. We got the chicken dance.
As soon
Maybe
as you said
tomorrow.
that, I was like, let me roll that up.
Maybe we'll set another goal and if we hit it, so I don't know.
Now she's gonna make me order it once.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Oh, two. I'm sorry. I got to order two.
Get some wristbands?
Be careful, it's like mind control wristband, so it's gonna make you feel like you need to watch a stream.
Yeah, I watch
It'll
your stream.
start
I watch
mind-
your stream all the time.
Mine?
His.
Oh. It's the wristbands. I need to get some.
It's the wristbands. It's all about the wristbands.
He's the goat of IRL, in my opinion.
I don't know about all that.
Well, I mean, to an extent. I mean, you're pioneering the way. You're out there, you're doing it, you're bumping it. Yeah, but you're doing something
Okay.
different.
I'm thinking somebody like stealing people's stuff.
You love.
I was like,
Yeah, there you go, and that's all that matters.
I wouldn't be doing it.
it's a,
That's like me. Every day I love being able to just make someone laugh or smile over something silly I do or say. You know, change someone's whole day, change someone's whole mood. I need to get out of here. This is the whole place. That's why I was doing push-ups right before.
like I do.
Killed it, brother?
No.
See you
So
tomorrow.
I'm actually,
Yeah, I'll be here.
I'll see you around.
I'm you're his boyfriend, right?
I'll see you later, okay? I'll see you tomorrow.
Kind of like you. Well, they all do. Everybody over here dresses up. They scare me before no, him. I wish you would. I'm trying to explain a haunted house to Aiden.
Oh,
he has
God.
no clue.
No clue.
He goes, oh, so they get all dressed up. I was like, yeah, they scare people for a living.
No.
Why?
Oh shit. Alright.
Yeah, I would start there and just like make a little clip that like just do some like outlandish shit. Yeah. You're welcome. Oh, thank you.
Made. Alright.
I know the H-Mart.
Alright, he's going to
H-Mart, I just don't have the hot sauce to do, but...
Chat, someone buy it. Still have not taken a picture.
When does this post now?
I don't know. I want to go find that guy in a green shirt. He works for Kick. I want to ask him some shit about my damn channel while we're here. Yeah, him. Hey, I need to ask you a question. My name's Most Hazed One.
Andrew.
All right.
Pleasure.
I've talked to you before in your chat room.
Yeah.
I've had some past experiences here within the past week of a lot of viewbotting going on in my channel.
On your channel?
Yeah, and I've kind of found out who was doing it.
All right.
And everything, and I've reported it to y'all.
Okay.
And everything. I've talked with support for the past week on it and everything. I don't know if anything's been done with it yet. And one question I have is when
I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
one question I have is when y'all shadow ban the person's channel, my channel, say, for like 12 hours for the bots to drop off and all that stuff, which I understand that's normal procedure and everything. Does it somehow affect your channel when it comes back online somehow or anything like that? Or is everything back to normal?
It's just back to normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed in the past, like, used to when I first signed on, when I first started and which was December of 22,
Get ready.
I was getting a lot of viewers and everything, and a lot of people were coming in and talking and everything. Now it's like nothing. I don't know. I don't know if it's
I can
there's
check
a
right now.
something wrong somewhere or what.
I can check right now to see if, for whatever reason, if you've been flagged or or anything like that.
Okay.
And is it ONE or is it the number one?
Number one.
Gotcha.
It's most underscore hated women.
So the expo hall, which is the expo hall, there might be other.
I'm actually live with it now on the backpack.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you got a great rig.
Oh yeah, expensive rig.
Everything else around here, whatever they're doing. But I don't know what else is going on outside.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's nothing on you right now.
Nothing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever you report that you get botted, then we go in there and we try to do the ViewBot shield and a couple other things.
Right.
And then we'll shadow ban just to like tone it down.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring you back up. But like, yeah, you are not under any kind of like surveillance or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let me do something real quick. Hang on 1 second. Let's see. And yeah, it filmed it. Unmute. Alright. Are we still on battery? No, we're still charging. So we're good, yes. Oh, shit. Alright.
Ini kemana?
Yeah. Which escalators? Because there's several of them in here. No, I'm by the entrance to the main area there. I know you're outside. Hell. All right, so give me. Huh? Okay, so I'll come down the ones where y'all left out a while ago. No? Or do I need to go to the ones past the
There's stuff.
Okay. About the ones where you almost got talked out of going down earlier? Okay. Let me see.
Go around, right?
Well, I see D right here. I'm coming through the security lines right now.
Say that you cannot wait.
There's like 4 or 5 the ones that came up, the escalators that came up earlier. Well, shit, it's all fucking roped off. Can't get to it. Huh?
And I park for free.
No, just hold on. I will get down there. But we've got to find a way to get to the other fucking side. Apparently I took a wrong turn somewhere. I got shit roped off in here like somebody's gonna... There. Now I gotta come straight out the goddamn exhibit hall and go straight again, take a left or a right or whatever. I'm coming out where everybody's coming out. So I'll be down here in just a second. Alright.
those two. Let's put a Kermit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's roll. Jared, look. See that white van way the hell over there, straight ahead?
No.
With the air conditioning on top?
No.
See it backing up?
Yeah.
That's him.
No.
That's really.
I didn't see him.
The guy that gave you the bracelet. The other guy that did the chicken dance with you.
Couldn't fucking see because there were a lot of people and a lot of cars. Oh, trust me. Wait until you fucking see it when we leave. Just now, you're gonna be when we get into the car, can you at least give me a fucking chance?
Yeah.
I get a program called Keeping the Kids Off the Streets and on the BT. I'm from Seattle, Washington. And basically, we just work off small donations for our corporation. And we can't turn for small donations. Good you can do from the heart.
I don't have anything right now. We're in Egypt, obviously.
I totally understand. Well, I'll be here tomorrow. We'll be here tomorrow?
Yeah.
We'll check it out tomorrow. I'll be holding for you. Thank you.
All right.
I'm sorry, but I wish I could, my man. But go Cowboys, right?
That's awesome.
I hope they have like. Oh yes, yes.
So there you go. See him real with.
I just don't understand why you would arrogant.
They goddamn, they already across the fucking street. Apparently I took a wrong turn.
What'd you do?
I was right behind y'all, and that all of a sudden when that light changed, you darted off and you went ahead of everybody. I followed the fucking line across the fucking street. I look around.
We went across the street.
Huh?
We went across the street.
I'm talking about I went straight across this way.
Yes. So did I.
Well, I didn't see you go this way though.
Went to the handicap entrance.
Oh. Put the fucking gun down. Get that. Don't worry about the fucking pistol.
What pistol?
Why you put it in there? I want to know.
So nobody won't break in the car and get it. That's why. Thank you for letting me say it out loud. Damn. Now I gotta adjust the goddamn shit like I had it. Here, put them in the damn.
No, leave it in here.
Oh, watch your arm. I better cut all this shit off. I gotta cut the string off.
The ticket thing. The ticket.
Aiden, stop digging.
Look what I'm doing. Look for it. Now you're fucking there.
Shut up. Jared, Aiden.